Hi, everybody. I'm Amore, and welcome to Cooking Italian with Amore. Now, in the past, we've done a lot of original dishes from Italy, but today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to concentrate on making a salami. Now, in the past, I've made finocchiona, I've made toscana, alla coppa, which is head cheese, soppressata, prosciutto, salsiccia secca, which is dry sausage, and salsiccia per la griglia, which is sausage to grill in the summertime, and some of my own creations. But today we're going to make something a little different. We're going to make la mortadella. The ingredients in mortadella are simple, but the method is a bit labor intensive. But believe me, it's worth it. I like to start off with about a 10-pound pork butt, okay? And enough lardo to make about 1.5 pounds of lard cubes, the ones that go into the mortadellas. Then we're going to talk about the different spices we use, but we want to make sure that when you cut the pork butt into pieces that fit into your grinder, you want to put it in the freezer for a half an hour afterwards. Because believe it or not, this grinder gets hot and it starts cooking the meat. So the colder the meat, the better it is. So let's start grinding a bit. Remember, you want to use the finest grinder so it comes out very, very thick, your ground it. Okay, now after our first grind, remember the most fine grinder you could find, attachment the finest. And while the water is boiling to put in the cubetti di lardo, little cubes of lard, we want to add our spices. Add 5.5 tablespoons of fine salt. Then you want to add 2 teaspoons of fine black pepper, 3 teaspoons of ground garlic, aglio povere. I like to put 2.5 teaspoons of sugar. Now, with your clean hands, you can wear gloves, but I keep my hands very clean, especially when I'm in the kitchen. I like to give it a good mix, thorough mix. And after it's mixed very, 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 very well, we're going to run it one more time through the very fine grinder. Now you saw me earlier on the second fine grind, pour some water. Now I get really cold water. This way when you're feeding the pork butt again through the very fine grinder, it doesn't become appiccicoso, sticky. Now we're gonna add 60 peppercorns and 60 non-salted pistachios. And mix them in really, really well. Of course, these are all the little peppercorns and pistachios that you find throughout the mortadella. They're bella. And the smell, guys, oh my God. It smells like mortadella already. Che bel profumo. What a beautiful aroma. Now, before adding the cubes of lard, I'm gonna stick this in the freezer another half an hour. It helps with the food processing. We're gonna need the food processor after, and then we'll add the cubetti later, okay? See you in a bit. Okay, now that our ground meat's been in the freezer for another half an hour, we want to put it in a food processor. And we want add a little very cold water. We're looking for the consistency of being come una spuma, a foam, creamy. Not too much. Look how creamy. This is the consistency we're looking for. Okay, now that we ran our beautiful pork through the food processor to get this lovely, foamy, creamy consistency, we want to add the cubetti di lardo, the cubes of lard. And now that all the cubes of beautiful lard have been mixed into the mortadella mixture, we're going to be stuffing it, okay? And I am using il budello di vacca o di mucca, which is the casing of a cow. Now, there's some synthetic ones, but I found the organic one. Okay, what I did is I filled up the sausage maker with all our mortadella mixture. Wonderful, right? And I put on that humongous cow intestines, budella di vacca, di mucca, and with the help of my son Tommy in a second, because you need more than two hands, because it's a big salami. We're going to make a salami. Here it comes. Isn't it beautiful? We're going to tie the very end. We're going to do a loop so we can hang it up after, but we got a lot more work to do. Stick around. Okay, now that our gorgeous mortadella is tied at the end, we're going to stick it in the oven at 175 degrees on the rack for 7 hours with a pan of water underneath the rack, okay? Just in case there's dripping. But before I do, we're going to give it a nice butcher tie. Then you want to flatten it down just a little bit because it's going to swell. Not too much because you don't want to destroy the casing. Now, like I said, put it on the rack in the oven, a pan of water underneath it, catch the drippings, 175 degrees, 7 hours. Then we'll see each other again where we'll put it in a nice ice bath. After 7 hours in the oven, the core temperature is 158 degrees, which is perfect. Now I submerge the mortadella in an ice bath for an hour. Then I transfer to a refrigerator for 2 days and we'll come back for a tasting. See you later. Now for the time of triumph. Every time we cut into a new salami, doesn't matter if it's prosciutto, mortadella, soppressata. Me for one, I put on my cappello di salumi, my lucky hat of salamis, and my son Tommy joined me with his lucky hat of salamis. So here we go, everybody. Let's hope for the best. I already smell it. Oh, look at that, everybody. You see the pistachios in there? You see the beautiful, beautiful peppercorns? Oh my God, and the smell is amazing, literally amazing. Let's cut a little piece off. Now, I discard the budello, I discard the casing. Some people eat it, not for me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I didn't believe it was going to come out this good. I thought the texture was going to be different from the professionals that make this. It's amazing. Well, I hope this works out for you. It was amazing, literally. Delicious. You taste every ingredient. This is Capo Cuoco Amore from Cooking Italian with Amore. Wishing you the best of everything. So, col capello, con la mortadella, and con la nostra bellissima vita. Until next time, ciao e grazie.